Hola, Michael Bublé.
Hola, señor, ¿cómo están?
Qué buen español.
Sí, claro.
Ah,
En mi casa no uno para hablar de inglés porque mi esposa dice, no, Mike, español. No, mi
that's
español
great.
es mal, mi amor, mi español es mal, so I'm better in English. You know
Well,
what, what's funny, why I say Colombia is because during the pandemic,
yeah.
my wife and I, she said, Mike, I love the show 90 Day Fiance. In the show, this one guy, he fell in love with this girl. I think her name was Evelyn. And he talks like this. But every time he would say, well, we're going to go and I'm going to go and visit my fiance in Colombia.
Who knows? Maybe one day you record a whole album in Spanish.
Well, I think I'm going to surprise you because I think I have a song that's going to be in Spanish for you, but it's one song. You know, it's amazing here in Canada, in Vancouver. I have so many friends, Colombians.
We're everywhere, man. We're
I know
everywhere.
you're everywhere, man. I know, I know.
How you been, man? How's everything?
Really good, man. I'm happy. I'm good, and my family's healthy. I'm happy. How is the pandemic treating you?
Oh, man. Well, we're getting out of it, right?
Thank you.
The thing is, how do we stay focused and sane in these weird times, right?
We listen to Michael Bublé's music. Just listen and stream over and over again.
Yeah, or like you maybe you can become like this new TikTok superstar overnight.
¿Tú tienes ideas para mí? Porque yo necesito ideas nuevos.
Plenty of ideas.
Okay, good, man.
I'll tell you later.
We make a TikTok together.
It's good to have you back with new music. How long it's been? Like 3 years, right?
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
You got a new song. It's called "I'll Never Not Love You." An interesting double negative there. Why is that?
I think I love double negatives. And I find it interesting. And speaking of the pandemic, I really wanted to write something that give hope, had some nice, positive, romantic light at the end of the tunnel. So
gives me like that haven't met you yet kind of vibe.
And I really kind of felt like it could be a sequel to Haven't Met You Yet, which I also like.
It works for everybody, but I don't know if it's inspired by your wife or something.
Everything's inspired by my wife.
Well, yeah.
Everything is. Now, of course it is. It's funny, man. When I sing the song, of course, I think about her. Of course, every time. So it's always inspired by that.
And you have a new album. It's called Higher, which is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
You can ask the empty bottle of Merlot that we sipped yesterday, listening to it. Oh, my God. There were some times that I felt like in a Disney movie. It was amazing.
Yeah. I love that you said that. I love that you said that.
Yeah. You said that this is the greatest record of your life. Why is that?
I think every time an artist makes a record, a band, an artist, you don't mean to, and you don't have control, but it always is a representation of where you are and who you are and how you are at that time. And even if you don't think it, it's impossible for that not to show itself when people listen. And I just think that we went through a lot, my family, and a lot of pain. And so when things were good and my family was good, and I start to feel really grateful and happy, and I started to live again, and be able to live again. And I think that's what you hear. I think you hear me celebrating my life, and and it was impossible for that feeling, and I felt brave. I felt like I could be valiant again and go and say yes to everything and challenge myself and just work with everyone I wanted to work with, and it was just a real joy.
Nice feeling to put in an artistic piece of work, right?
Yes.
Like you went all in
all
this
in,
album.
man. Absolutely. And I think it began with "I'll Never Not Love You."
Yeah.
And I think knowing that I began with a song I knew was a hit song.
How do you know?
I don't know. I mean, the first night that we did the demo, it was a rough demo. And I came home and I put my earphones on and I danced in my kitchen for 2 hours. Really, I danced. I took the thing. I said to my wife, listen, we have it. We have it.
You've done covers in the past, but why you choose these songs for this album?
I always say this, but they chose me. I didn't choose them. They came to me, and when I sang Crazy with Willie Nelson, I had been flying, you know, or being at home. And when I go to my playlist on Spotify or Amazon or Apple, these songs were songs that I really liked. You know, I loved Willie Nelson's version of Crazy. I loved it. Then there were songs like the Bob Dylan song, Feel My Love, that my producer, Bob Rock, said, Mike, you know, I love this song. And I said, well, Bob, do you know it's been covered a lot? And he said, yes, I know, but I think we could come up with something that's fresh and new. And I went home and got to the shower, and I started to sing it in the shower, and I started to mix it with Lenny Kravitz. It Ain't Over Till It's Over. You know It Ain't Over Till It's Over?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I was like,
you
wow.
do the singing. That's not my thing.
And I was like, oh, that's perfect. So there's things that come like that organically, and they just come. Smile was Disney.
Oh,
was like,
man,
I wanted to take people on a magic ride where we go to that old Hollywood, that place where people can suspend their disbelief. And
that's like a big gospel choir, right? In that song.
Yeah, yes, huge. 60, there were 60 people, yeah.
Did you always start working on the songs on the shower?
A lot, yes. A lot. 6 of these songs probably were shower songs.
You have songs by Bob Dylan, Sam Cooke, Barry White, and Sir Paul McCartney, and you actually worked with Paul McCartney.
And when you have an artist that I think is maybe the greatest writer and musician in the world, I was just it meant so much to me that he would trust me with something of his art, and not just his art, but a song that was a personal song for him that he wrote for his wife. And that meant a lot to me. You know, I just didn't want to screw it up. I wanted to make him proud. And so he really helped me to make it great.
You got 60 people in a choir, 40 musicians in studio. That's like the Avengers of a recording session. How do you manage to do that in these times?
Yes, my manager would ask the same thing. He would say, how did you manage to make a record, so good a record, and you're not going to make any money because it cost you so much? But when I get an idea, I have to do it, you know, even if it's ambitious. Even the music videos were super ambitious, but I knew the songs deserved it. This was, you know, what I did was really, I just went all in, like you said. Like I kept telling my manager, I want to walk into the ring, to the boxing ring. And I said, and I want a knockout. I want a first round knockout. Boom.
What would you say was the great learning experience for you these past 2 years?
Say yes. You know, it's so easy for me to say no. So easy to be insecure. So easy to protect myself. No, that's too hard. No, that's too ambitious. No, this song, no. It was actually Ed Sheeran, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
He had a big impact on me. We talk, and I said, like, you know, what do you do, man? What's your process? And he said to me, I say yes to everything. And I said, what do you mean? He said, Mike, I say yes. The artist calls me and they want to clap. Yes. You want to try this song? Yes. You want to dance in your video? Yeah. And he said, if it doesn't work and it's terrible, my manager will protect me and he'll stop it. But he said, I just let myself be free and say yes. And I said, like, wow, that sounds really dangerous and really valiant, you know? Yeah. And so I just started to practice saying yes. And so someone would call, or and I would just go, all right, let's do that. Let's try it.
And you're going to start touring again, right?
Yes. I'm just going to keep saying yes.
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 So you're coming to Colombia.
I'm coming to Colombia. Yes.
Yes.
Sí.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Michael Bublé. It's nice talking to you.
No, dude, you know that I love it. I like people, man. I don't think I could do this job if I didn't love this, to communicate and to reach people. And I like Zoom too, believe it or not. I think it's a lot of fun to be able to connect. Like, you know, man, I have had more interviews and reached further into the world because of Zoom
Yeah.
Because in the old days, like they would have put me in a room in Los Angeles and you're not going to come. And now I get to sit and go like to really reach. I mean, in the last 4 days, I've spoken to Latin America, to Africa, to Asia, Korea, Malaysia. Really the whole world. And
Amazing.
It's so cool to be able to reach out like that.
It is always a good day if you're talking to Michael Bublé.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thanks, man. It was my pleasure.